Alright, so we're back in Lost Kingdoms.
It's a fairy house.
Oh, it is a fairy house, and it's a G-up.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the burial grounds this time, where, as it's stated, the princess must fend with the undead. But don't go too far, you'll miss this red fairy. Oh. They're gonna start to get pretty sneaky with the red fairies from here on out.
I might have missed it, but what was the perk for collecting all of them exactly?
You get cards for every 10 or so you collect. For some reason, they don't give you anything for 60 of them, or for 40 of them, but otherwise every 10 cards you get a new card. And at 100, you get a card that you can only get one other way. So,
Mysterious.
Since we're going for 100% completion, you know. So, we find a guy here, and he's just like, oh, hey, I don't know why I'm standing here along the road. I mean, I guess I'm injured in my arm or something, but he's kind of keeping watch.
Princess, what are you doing out here? Oh, whatever.
Oh, guy from the castle, I recognize you. We went to the barbecue back in the day. Princess, don't you? You're okay. No, it's cool. I'll meet you back at the castle after this is all over. We can do something. Oh, so this is sort of important. The tombstones here. There are 5 actually tombstones in this area, and each one of them has a legacy of a former king. The first one is the Golden King, who started tending the land. And we actually have to pay attention to these because that's the puzzle for the level. You gotta, which means if you aren't paying attention to them, you're gonna have to backtrack through the entire level. Oh, well.
It's an actual puzzle?
Yep. You have to, most of the puzzles in this game basically amount to find certain things and then, interact with something else that references the things, or more often just find key, use key. But we're finally gonna get to see some combat. This area has a lot of earth elemental creatures, because, you know, graveyard. We got a couple of skeletons, we got a couple of Venus spiders. Nothing really too threatening, especially given the fact that we planned ahead. But yeah, just this area is pretty weak in terms of opponents, but you're going to be facing it. Plus, we have our Banshee card that we got last episode, and that is gonna pretty much remain a mainstay from here on out in the deck, for the reasons you just saw there. Just tore through 2 enemies. So yeah, this land is filled with the undead, for some unknown reason. I mean, it's not a very effective graveyard if you've got people rising from the dead, but in a fantasy setting, you gotta kind of expect it.
It's a game by From. There's gonna be skeletons or zombies somewhere.
Yeah. But in note of Game by From, this graveyard you are actually supposed to tackle at the very beginning. So. Oh, so we are talking about the man that took up the hoe, and then communed with sand creatures. So, Second King, pretty cool guy. Oh, and if you break that thing, you find a free wraith. We already got plenty of those, so, but you know, extra cards are never a bad thing. You want to collect as many cards as you can. It's better that way.
Question, what do you have to go through to find a fancy silver foil card, or one of the ones that have little cheesy 3D effects?
I'm actually pretty sure you have to merge 2 or 3 different cards, and then you get one of the holographic cards. But true Lost Kingdoms card collectors do not ever put stock in that sort of thing. They're more into the metagame than anything else.
Well, the true fans were around for the alpha decks.
I mean, everybody knows that the princess here is just practically a casual at this point.
She's not even taking this seriously. She's throwing those cards away, quite literally.
Look at that. I mean, I don't think she even knows about putting proper card balance into her deck. Does she
why are you summoning a Banshee? You're not supposed to use those. Never summon.
Does she know about mana scaling? God. It's terrible. I'll bet she doesn't even have a counter spell in that deck.
I'd like to see some sort of another collector you come across. He's actually some Grandmaster card guy, but he's actually got like this binder full of all these laminate card things.
Yeah, so this is the Cursed King, the Explorer King. He was last seen wandering into the strange black fog, never at peace. Well, how did we get a tombstone for him? Anyway, moving on.
Well, fuck that grave. Apparently the princess agreed.
Oh my god, so this is a wraith.
Princess did agree with it being there. It's like,
We didn't desecrate that. That desecrated itself, for the record. Like, somebody's gonna...
You know...
Just, Go on.
The Wraiths remind me of something. There was an NES game. I cannot for the life of me remember what the heck it was. Was it not Kabuki Phantom? It was maybe some Phantom Detective game.
Oh god, I don't even know.
And it's basically you were fighting these old Chinese ghosts, and they'd have really long sleeves and silly hats, and they'd hop around. When I see the Wraiths that are just have the long sleeves hovering around, it makes me think of them.
Well, you know, they had to ditch the hats contractually when they came to work for FromSoft.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So we get a treant there. Treants are pretty worthless. They're defense boosts. They're not really that good. But they're useful. So red fairies and chests are also fairly common. And some of them will just drop exposition on you. Like this guy is somehow like a geology major. Or geography.
Hello, I have knowledge to give you. Farewell.
Exactly. I've been locked in this chest forever. Let me tell you about the 5 kingdoms.
Let me tell you about the current geopolitical situation across the past 20 or 30 years. I've written a big essay. You might want to take a look at it.
I had very little light in here, so there might be some spelling errors. Could you proofread this for me? It's, I was writing, okay, I'll just... I actually missed a red fairy back there by the one we just picked up. I think I get it off camera. No, it's fine.
So you can actually come back to this place then?
You can come back to any place so long as you abort the level before you fight the boss. Once you fight the boss, the area is locked off to the end of the game. So if you miss a red fairy early, you are not getting the secret reward card at all. Until after you beat the final boss, and by that time, you know, you've already beaten the game. There's really not that much else for you to do unless you want to play multiplayer.
Unless you were a true card captor of sorts.
Exactly. But it really doesn't have that much of a draw. The multiplayer was fairly fleshed out, but...
Well, this was... What was this made? Like 2003, was it?
2003, yeah. This is old.
Was there ever much of a multiplayer component, considering the age and possible...
Well, it was early GameCube, but talking about like an RPG that had multiplayer components, no, there really wasn't much.
Yeah.
I know there was some like Diablo-esque game that I played with a friend of mine back in high school, but that's about the only multiplayer on the GameCube for an RPG that I knew of, and that really wasn't like this.
Huh. I never actually had a GameCube, so...
I've been a Nintendo kid for most of my life until I became a computer guy, so there's a guy hanging out way over there, and I really don't want to have to spend the time to go kill him, so...
Can't be
Banshee.
bothered. Whatever.
Yeah, Banshee. Infinite range. It's amazing for that. I don't want to walk all the way over there, that's like another 20 feet. It's raining. These are princess shoes.
Yeah, we've led a sheltered life. I mean, these boots are not made for walking, contrary to what you may think.
I don't think she even has boots. What are those, like... Are they moccasins?
I don't know.
They're like strapped
Clogs?
to her feet. The royal clogs.
Of course. Like to think she walks down the roads, it sounds like horse clops.
That's how everybody knows that the royal family's coming. They used to have actual horses, but, well, times were tough.
Yeah, I haven't seen a horse at all of you.
No.
Oh, there we go. We covered up that plot element.
We're gonna see horses later, actually, but they're not so much rideable horses.
Are they demon horses?
They are actually demon horses.
No.
But don't worry, we don't encounter them outside, so they're not going to be in this level. So we find Lord Unther.
Unther.
So, yeah, we find this guy just standing here, taking a knee, presumably for eternity, because he's saying he's dying now. This game is not shy about telling you that a large number of NPCs just kick the bucket on or off camera. And here we go. These stones have stood king over the Guardians. First you must trace the path of the 4 kings, so guess what the puzzle is?
Well, I gotta get out my tracing paper, I guess.
Yeah, you know. Well, we've been looking at those gravestones with all the names and the colors on them. They assigned each king a specific color. Yeah.
Tracing the kings, so we had to take our tracing paper and go back to those and scribble crayon over them. It's kind of like being a detective.
It's a color by numbers. We have to properly color this area. So the actual solution is you have to go in the order of the kings. The golden was first, the green was second, the white was third, and the red was fourth. Open that, and the nasty gate opens, though this does raise the question, why did they put such an elaborate locking mechanism on a 5-foot-high gate. Like, we could have gotten, like, a box.
Well, look at how tall the princess is.
I mean, but look, there's nothing on the top of that. The princess be damned. Someone could have climbed over that thing.
Well, people back in those days had manners, you see?
Yeah. Oh,
See a
earthquake.
fence, they think, oh, I can't go over there, it's not my property.
This is a very cordial kingdom. And she has just disturbed the tomb of the Lich here. Or, sorry, Necromancer.
Is that the Necromancer of the crazy straws? Because it looks like he has a few on his back and his wrists. Look at that.
He is the master
I am
of
the
hoops.
craziest of dreams.
I don't even know what I'm going on about.
I don't know. Probably just something crazy straws, something necromancer. Oh, so he killed our Mandragora there.
Oh,
Mandragoras, it is possible for them to die if they don't go off fast enough. Usually that only happens if you throw them right next to an enemy, though, like I just did. So, that was actually my bad. This guy has 2 attacks. The first one, if he has skeletons, he'll, like, charge for a moment and then fire 2 skulls at you. Or, actually, evidently he can do it without skeletons, whatever.
It's like Pac-Man.
But you can kill them by attacking them. They leave a small fire, but after that you're fine. And then... and he'll do that, and just kind of disturbs you. But I wanted to finish this in an impressive fashion, so let's try out the sandworm that we got last episode.
Oh, wow. That was a fancy
He just kind of comes up and does a fancy little swirl with his body there, and then we get an extreme close-up of the Necromancer here.
Boy.
I tell you, no ontological inertia with things held by Necromancers. You kill them, and they are gone.
They blow up so easily.
They don't build them like they used
That's the
to.
thing, you hit them with a hammer and just boom, it's like one of those little toy cap things. They just pop right off.
That tower, actually an ancient game of Jenga we just ruined.
Oh.
So, we get 2 cards, because I only got 4 stars. I'm not going to be getting 5 stars on every level. I'm not shy about that, but we do get the Necromancer card.
Oh.
It's pretty powerful. It has 2 different effects. If you have skeletons on the field, it'll do the skull summoning attack. But if you don't have any skeletons on the field, it'll just do an AoE attack around you that lasts for as long as it does. And this is what I find kind of weird, because it consumes the skeletons on use, and then fires the skulls.
How
It
many,
only works on friendly skeletons. You're essentially gimping yourself for a less powerful attack.
how many tiers of rarity are there for cards? Because that was the 3rd right there.
Yeah, there are 4 tiers of rarity. They generally don't mean too much. It's fairly easy to find 3 or 2 star rarity cards, even 4 star rarity cards of some kind. But, well, no, I guess most of the 4 stars are pretty locked away. But as for some of the cards, like 1 stars will be really useful and 3 stars will be just garbage.
It's all about collector value in the end.
Yeah, so we bring in the final cards here and we get a stone head.
Whoa.
It is a very angry head. So it is the king of all trap monsters. You could say it's the head of the trap family.
Wah, wah.
I had to get 1. And once you get you toss it on the field, it floats above the battlefield, and then it just whomps down on the nearest enemy.
So it's quite literally a From version of a Thwomp.
It is the From version of a Thwomp, yeah. So we have more cards, nothing really too useful, but we do have a couple of transforms we could try here. Our Mandragora is getting fairly beefy. Our Lizard, though, here we go. 6,000 EXP for a 4-star card.
Oof.
This
Someone's been
is-
hitting the protein. Look at that guy.
That Lizard man got swole.
He's just squatting down a little bit, taking a rest.
Yeah, just I think he's squatting it in the air somehow.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, so we finally get to see the transform animation. I had to do it on something impressive, you see. So we just take our little lizard man and turn it into that. We should not have this card now. The game does have ways around this. Oh, also we have the transform for the Birdman. It's a griffin. It's not nearly as impressive, but full completion.
What's up with his arms? I gotta see this.
The griffin's arms?
I just saw on the card, it looked his arms looked weird. I gotta see what this looks like.
He's quadrupedal.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So, oh, and the ghoul does turn into a necromancer eventually at 4,000 EXP, which is why we're kind of training up the ghoul. And the sand golem turns into something useful.
He turns to an actual rock golem.
Sand golem has evolved to sandstone golem. So yeah, that red dragon is incredibly powerful, and we should not have it yet, but you know what? I feel like we're gonna put it into our deck for the next episode. So next time we go to the Shael Passage. It's gonna be fun times.